From the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. Once again, it's time for Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. And as usual, before we do anything else, please, if you haven't done so yet, down there in the corner and smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. There's been a lot that's transpired in the last 72 hours, and I'll try to cram it all in for you here, get you caught up on everything as best I can in the next 20 minutes or so. So let's get right into this. It might be a nice day today, high 70s, and the same thing tomorrow. But by this time next week, I think our highs will be maybe about 30 degrees colder, like in the mid 40s. Possibility of snow. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is the colder winter weather is a lot closer than you want it to be. So don't be fooled by these next couple of days. Where am I segueing? Where am I going to segue into that by telling you this is where the service department at Frank Beck Chevrolet says now is the time to make an appointment to make sure your vehicle is ready for the winter weather ahead. Get your car in there, let them check the strength of your battery, your belts, hoses, wiper blades, antifreeze, and more. Plus, now's the perfect time to get those new set of tires so you don't go slipping and sliding down the highway. And if you don't think your car will make it through another rough Michigan winter, let the sales pros at Beck's help you find a vehicle for all seasons. The 2025s are rolling in pretty much nearly every day, so their selection right now is tops. You can check out their inventory on their webpage at frankbeckchevy.com, or better yet, stop by the dealership on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville and let them help you experience the Frank Beck difference. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. And when you do get in there, make sure you say hello to their newest salesman, veteran Mike Brayman. Get in there and say hi to Mike, welcome him to the team. Better still, buy a car from him. You won't meet a nicer fellow. Mr. Mike Brayman, welcome to the sales team at Frank Beck Chevrolet, Mike. Okay. As I said, I'll try to cram everything into the next 20 minutes. I think we'll talk about the Lions last. We'll put the World Series first. Little Pistons, little Red Wings, Michigan State. Okay, there we go. If you haven't heard, if you didn't watch it last night, you were watching torn between Monday Night Football and the World Series. The Dodgers have taken a commanding 3-0 lead over the Yankees with a 4-2 win last night. And once again, they were led by Freddie Freeman, who has hit a home run now in all 3 games. He's already got the MVP of the series locked up. Good for him. He's not at 100% either, though. I would have thought the Yankees would have won at least one game, but hopefully, being a Dodger fan, having lived out there for 13 years, hoping they can put an end to all this tonight, beat the Yankees. The Yankees look like a defeated team to me right now, anyway. And again, is Aaron Judge a future Hall of Famer? You might say he is, but then you've got to look at his postseason record. His record of the ineffectiveness in the postseason, and once again this year, it's showing up. It's come back to haunt him. I don't know what it is about this guy, but when it comes to postseason play, and especially in the World Series, he's been a complete failure. I don't know. There's some guys have regular seasons that are very good and very productive, like Judge has, but he probably couldn't explain it to you as to why he goes in the dumper every time October baseball comes around, but he just he's been a complete failure in the month of October. If you go back and look at his stats for his career. Is that on Aaron Boone? Of course not. It's been such a long time since the Yankees have gotten to the World Series anyway, and who knows when they get back there again. But anyway, I'm happy for the Dodgers. And like I said, let's hope that they can close it out tonight and be a good plane ride for them. The 3,000 miles back to LA. Be a joyous plane ride for Dodgers, Dodgerland, everything else. they could probably say this one was for you, Fernando. Oh, okay. Anyway, so like, hey, it would have to take an act of God right now for Freddie Freeman not to get the MVP award. And I think soon after the game tonight, if the Yankees do win, I think that'll be announced within just a few minutes after the final pitch. So, I'm going way back, but it used to be the World Series MVP got a sports car, like a Corvette or something. I don't know if they still do that or not, but anyway. So that gets you caught up on the World Series. Like I said, game 4 tonight. I'm hoping the Dodgers can close it out. As far as the Pistons are concerned, they lost again last night. A fourth quarter meltdown, if you want to call it, whatever it is. But they played well for 3 quarters. Look, they're 0-4 now. They've got the Sixers in Philadelphia tomorrow night. Maybe they can beat them. Are they better defensively? Yes, but their problem is, aside from just 2 or 3 players, they don't have anybody they can shoot from the outside. There's no one on the bench. The bench is very shallow. They're not getting much production from the bench at all. And it's sad watching it. And I said this for the last time out. The schedule makers didn't do them any favors either. One of the worst teams in the history of the league last year, and they've got to start the season playing all these playoff teams. They've got the Sixers tomorrow night, but then they come back here Friday night and they play the Knicks. If they can somehow win tomorrow night and then lose to the Knicks, you're still looking at a 1-5 start. They've already dug themselves a hole. Look, I thought maybe at the beginning of the season, I still think they can win 25 games. We'll see. I could be wrong, but it's sad. But like I said, and Jaden Ivey's been playing well. Cunningham's been playing well, but aside from a couple of others, they just don't have much talent on this team. Tim Hardaway, I'm sorry, he's not the answer. Pistons 0-4 as they head into Philadelphia to play the 76ers tomorrow night. Red Wings got the Winnipeg Jets in here tomorrow night at Little Caesars. The Jets come in 8-1. Red Wings come in 4-4-1 with 9 points. So how's that going to work out? I don't know who's starting and going yet tomorrow night, but looks like a loss. For the Wings to win tomorrow night, that would be, to me, that'd be quite an upset. So, will they make the playoffs? I don't think they will. I just don't think they're good enough to make the playoffs. We'll see what Steve Yzerman does at the trade deadline. That's a long way off, but right now, for me, it's been a disappointing start for the Red Wings. As I said, they got behind early against Buffalo on Saturday. They caught up. They did get caught up, but anyway, they lost the game 5-3. So Winnipeg Jets tomorrow night at Little Caesars. I don't know who's in goal tomorrow night. So that gets you caught up on the Red Wings. Michigan. Sharon Moore may have shaved his job. Sharon Moore may have saved his job with that win over Michigan State Saturday night, 24-17. As far as the scrum, with just a few seconds left in the game, I'm not going to make any big deal out of it. Like these yahoos on the flagship station on the ticket are attempting to do so. To me, it's no big deal. Boys will be boys, so to speak. I don't think it's that big of a deal. No one got hurt. There was some trash talking going on. I think Jonathan Smith might have gotten out coached. Anyway, what are they? Wolverines now are 5-3. Michigan State is 4-4, I think. I think Michigan can beat Northwestern at home. It's always their season somewhat get to a bowl game. I think can Michigan State win two more games? That's kind of iffy. I'm not sure if they can or not, looking at their schedule. But now, as far as this weekend, both teams, Michigan and Michigan State, are. Hang on just a second here. It's kind of unusual when you see Michigan and Michigan State both kicking off at the same time, like they're at 3:30 Saturday. And both games, they are decided underdogs. Uh, Wolverines of the Big House are taking on Oregon, number one ranked Oregon. I haven't seen the point spread on that, but rest assured they are decided underdogs, just as the Spartans are, kicking off at the same time against Indiana on Saturday at Spartan Stadium. That looks like a big loss for both teams right now on paper, anyway. I'll be shocked if either one of these two teams would win their games on Saturday. Do they have a chance? They've got three chances: little, none, and fat. Let's put it that way. As I know, we're going to say about them, Sharon Moore, as I say, may have saved his job if he got a victory over Michigan State, can win one more game and get to a bowl game. See what they do next year with a different quarterback, NIL, and the transfer portal and everything else. So we'll see. Anyway, like I said, State right now is 4-4, and Wolverines are 5-3. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Michigan was the better team Saturday night. Spartan fans will argue that they were, but anyway, for the next 365 days, the Paul Bunyan Trophy will remain in Ann Arbor. So, okay, before we get to the Lions, I've got PFF grades from this past Sunday. I've got the NFL.com power rankings for this week. We'll go over that. Talk a little bit about the game at Green Bay on Sunday, 4:25. As you know, I wouldn't be doing this show without the assistance of the most knowledgeable technician in our area. That would be Tim Lindley at Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale. Pardon me, 37 Waldron Street, a couple hundred feet west of Howell. For all your technical needs, sales, and service, this is the guy you want to see. Anything at all. Computers, new or used. Maybe the computer you have now needs a little work done on it. Flat screen TV, mounting, programming setup, internet installation, printers, anything at all. This is the guy you want to see for all your technical needs. This is the man in our area. You won't find any more knowledgeable man or nicer man than Tim Lindley at Quality PC. As I said, 37 Waldron Street, downtown Hillsdale, for all your technical needs. 517-610-5372, or better still, like I said, get in there and see him at 37 Waldron Street, a couple hundred feet west of Howell. And when you get in there, tell him Rick and Maggie sent you. Will you please? Thank you. Lions, 52-14 winners over the Titans on Sunday. An unusual game in the fact that they, well, there are so many stats and records you can take out of this game. And then this is the first Lion team since 1970 to score 35 first half points. That's one thing. And I hadn't realized that. They had 4 takeaways on defense. Jake Bates continues to be perfect. I think he's 10 for 10 on field goals now. He's only missed 1 extra point all year. So he made all 7 of his extra points and 1 field goal on Sunday. So Jake Bates had 10 points on Sunday. It was good to see Hutchinson at the game in one of the suites. And obviously he's feeling better. It seemed to be in good spirits. Uh, so good for Hutch. There's a chance he could be back for the playoffs or the Super Bowl. I say that maybe a remote chance, but there's that possibility. And I'm sure he's working toward that. But this was an unusual game because this was only the second Lion team in the Super Bowl Super Bowl era. Second Lion team in the Super Bowl area. Let's try that again. The second Lion team in the Super Bowl era, not area, era, with consecutive game touchdowns. Gibbs. I'm talking now about Jahmyr Gibbs in the Super Bowl era. He is only the second Lion in the Super Bowl era to have consecutive games of touchdown runs of 40 plus yards. And then that 70-yard touchdown Sunday, he was just a streak or blur going up the left sideline. I mean, it looked as if that was 70 yards, looked like he was only running 40 or 50. Somebody clocked him at 22 miles an hour, I think. Yeah. Return yards. Where have I got it here? Yeah, the Lions had 262 return yards. 262 return yards in this game. And they only had 225 total yards from offense from scrimmage. Combined total of 487 yards. Look, return yards are not counted as total yardage. Maybe they should go in and look at that. As I said, if you combine the total yards from scrimmage with what they had return yards, it added up to about 487 yards. It's always, maybe they should go in and change that. They probably won't, but the Lions only had 18 plays from scrimmage on their side of the 50-yard line. I mean, it was a quirky, unusual game. Like I said, they had 4 turnovers. Goff didn't have to throw many passes. A little bit concerned about him once he started limping around a little bit, that they didn't get him out of the game sooner. Eventually they did put Hooker in, but so the Lions start 6-1. This is the first time they started 6-1 since 1956. They've won their first 6 that year, would go on to lose their 7th game. They won the next game after that to go 7-1. So if the Lions were to win at Green Bay on Sunday and go 7-1, they would tie that 1956 team for the best record after 8 games. Game balls. Game balls from Sunday. Where do you want to start? Dave Phipp, special teams coach. He got one. If that guy's the best special teams coach in the league, I don't know who is. He's part of a very good Lions staff. Lions may not only have the best team in the NFL, I think we've got the best coaching staff. Khalif Raymond obviously gets one for what he did. 190 yards on punt returns, including a 90-yard touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 127 rushing yards. Jack Campbell, 11 tackles, 6 solos. He had a good game. I thought Terrion Arnold with 7 solo tackles had a good game. I think he's getting better with each week. I really think he is. In fact, he graded out higher this past week than Carlton Davis did. This game in Green Bay on Sunday will be the first of 3 outdoor games the Lions will be playing all year. So keep that in mind. This is the first game this season that the Lions will be playing outdoors. The other 2, of course, would be at Chicago and San Francisco. I've neglected something too. Yesterday was a special day in sports nationwide because it was it was the only day this year that all 4 major sports were being played on the same day. You had Monday Night Football, you had Game 3 of the World Series, you had action in the NHL and the NBA. The only day out of 365 that you got all 4 major sports playing on the same day or same night. It doesn't happen very often, but it did yesterday. So, okay, Pro Football Focus grades, offense and defense for the Lions, the top 5 and the bottom 5. Let's start with the Lions on offense. Let's start with the Lions on defense. Top 5 grades for the Lions as per Pro Football Focus. Levi Onwuzurike, 86.1. Levi has had a very good year this year. You know, he's in the final year of his contract, and more than likely the Lions are not going to be able to re-sign him. You can't sign everybody, and I just don't see them coming up with enough money to extend or re-sign Levi Onwuzurike, and that's too bad because he's had a good season this year. I could be wrong. We'll see what happens. Kirby Joseph, graded high, 82.0. Ali McNeil, 80.6. Jack Campbell, as I said before, 78.4. And Kendall Vildor, 78.3. Those were the top 5 grades on defense. The bottom 5 grades on defense: Ennis Rakestraw, 26.4. Alex Anzalone, 43.3. Pat O'Connor, 44.9. Trevor Nowatzki, 52.6. And Bryant Branch graded out at 54.4. Again, this is per Pro Football Focus. On offense, Jahmyr Gibbs, 87.7. Sam Laporta, 84.8. Brock Wright, 78.2. Frank Ragnow, 76.6. And Khalif Raymond, 76.6. Bottom 5 on offense. Kevin Zeitler, 43.3. Tim Patrick, 44.5. Allen Robinson, 51.1. Graham Glasgow, 52.5. And Taylor Decker, 56.3. Now, rankings. Hang on. One last thing here before we get into the new power rankings this week, as per NFL.com. We'll start with 10 and work our way up. Again, this is per NFL.com. Number 10, the 5-2 Philadelphia Eagles. Number 9, the 6-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. By the way, I think the Lions' biggest challenge in the NFC will come from the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. Anyway, coming in at number 8, the 6-2 Houston Texans. The Lions will be down there in a couple of weeks. No Nico Collins, no Stephon Diggs right now. We'll see if they're back for the Lions or not on Sunday Night Football. Right now, they're both out. Coming in at number 7, the 5-2 Minnesota Vikings, working on a 2-game losing streak. Coming in at number 6, the Green Bay Packers, coming in at 6-2, who have won their last 2 games on field goals as time expired. The status, we still don't know the status yet of Jordan Love. If, as far as I'm concerned, if it's pick your poison, I'm going with Jordan Love over Malik Willis. Malik Willis scares me. Let's hope Jordan Love is starting on Sunday. Coming in at number 5, the 6-2 Washington Commanders. Coming in at number 4, the 5-3 Baltimore Ravens, who had a terrible loss Sunday in Cleveland. Ranked number 3, the Buffalo Bills at 6-2. Coming in at number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs at 7-0. And coming in at number one, your 6-1 Detroit Lions. Here's what the NFL.com had to say about this. The Lions take over the top spot because they continue to win not only impressively, but seemingly in a different fashion every week. Late in the third quarter on Sunday, the Lions had 49 points and Jared Goff had 57 passing yards. Goff had some tough moments behind a surprisingly leaky Lions offensive line early in the game, but the defense, special teams, and the run game took care of business in impressive fashion. 5 of Detroit's first 10 possessions started in Tennessee territory, mostly thanks to turnovers, forced and long special team returns, and the Lions scored touchdowns on all 5 of those drives. I think there were 5 out of 5 in the red zone. Detroit turned in another good defensive showing without Aiden Hutchinson, and the offense didn't miss the suspended Jameson Williams in this one. This Sunday's test at Green Bay will be much stiffer, but the Lions can crank it up as well as any team in the league right now. Dan Campbell's bunch is a legitimate Super Bowl threat in a muddled NFC field. So says NFL.com. Look, as you saw in the headline, Brad Holmes has 7 days, less than 7 days now to get something done as far as bringing in. They didn't get any pressure on the quarterback Sunday. If Brad Holmes doesn't do something between now and the trade deadline as far as bringing in help on defense to get after the quarterback, and the Lions don't get to work. Look, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not standing pat. They brought in DeAndre Hopkins and now Uche, the linebacker from New England, for a 6th-round pick. If Brad Holmes doesn't do something and the Lions don't get to where they want to go, he will be culpable. He can't be that naive that he doesn't realize if he doesn't do something and the Lions don't get to where they want to go, he's going to have to take the rap. It'll be on him. He will be culpable for not getting something done at the trade deadline. You just saw Arden Key of the Titans. Brad Holmes was there. He saw how well he played. The outside linebacker, pass rusher for the Titans. But Titans seem to be in a giving mood now anyway. Offer them a 4th or 5th round pick for Arden Key. It'd be a good fit in here. Don't stop there. You need another edge. Call the Bengals. Offer them your 1st round pick for Trey Hendrickson, which would essentially be a 2nd round pick because hopefully you're picking 31 or 32. Picking at the very bottom of the 1st round. So essentially that'd be a 2nd round pick. Bengals are pretty much out of it. I don't see them making the playoffs. Tell you, it would take a miraculous comeback for them to do that. Call them up. Tell them you give him your 1st round pick for Trey Hendrickson. Get something done, man. Right now, I'd say it's 50-50 that they do something. The comment Dan Campbell made yesterday was, yes, we know when the trade deadline is. Okay, fine. You're going to wait till the 11th hour? You're going to wait till 1:30 or 3:30 next Tuesday to get something done on Election Day? I was hoping they would have gotten something done now or yesterday so they'd have this whoever it is could play at Green Bay on Sunday. Anyway, that's going to about do it. I think I've said everything I want to say here. We pretty much covered everything. So then that's going to just about do it. Don't forget, Saturday morning here locally, WCSR 92.1 FM, the Time Out Show with Andy and Jed, like I said, every Saturday morning from 9 to 10. And I will talk to you again on Thursday. So until then, remember, treat each other with respect. Have a good rest of your evening. So long, everybody, and go Dodgers. Bye-bye.